Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
What up, though, Detroit? Welcome in. It's Friday. It's Big D Energy. My name is Anson Wells, and I am joined by Michigan and Detroit broadcasting legend.
Big D!
That's right.
All right.
There it is. That's Mr. Terry Foster right there. How are you, Terry?
I'm doing all right. Just, I love Friday. Now, people say, well, you don't work, so why do you care about Friday? Because for the weekend, I have more people to play with. So, because they're off, so we get to hang out.
That's right. This doesn't feel like work often, does it?
No, except when you get little scatterbugs like you,
who
need a little, shall we say, a little guidance. Then
always in search of guidance, my friend. Always in search of guidance. We got Justin in the sound booth for now. Justin, you set that morning show on fire, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I just think that it's time to, ask for a little bit more from the whole Illich clan, and I think that this fan base is getting tired. I'm getting tired. I know Spencer's getting tired. We just recorded Woodward Wings, so shout out to that. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. because we just crashed out about the fact that we're going to get no one, and we're going to miss the playoffs again.
Yep. Yeah, well, hey, Detroiters have given a lot to the Illich family. It's time for them to give back. We will be talking Tigers today. We will be talking Lions today, and Spenny, you guys lit that watch show on fire last night.
It was a lot of fun. Hall of Fame game, it is what it is, but it was a good time. I enjoyed doing it. It's good having Lions football back, even though it's not.
Can I be mean for a second?
No, I know she is.
Did you idiots really have a watch party last night?
And a pregame and a postgame show. Anson crushed the postgame show.
And it still had thousands of views.
Yeah. Terry, there was over 500 people live watching the postgame show last night.
And you were excited about last night?
No.
They were.
I've
never seen so much excitement for a preseason game. I think
is the postgame still going?
Postgame's still rolling.
I know this. Easy and Spenny are still lighting the chat on fire in the postgame show.
Oh, yeah.
My abs hurt this morning from your guys' banter. Unbelievable.
That was really fun.
But Spenny in for TD
it was Justin.
Today.
What do you mean easy and Spenny?
All right.
That was Justin.
I'm gonna light it up again. What's the point? What did you get out of that game last night?
Well, I mean,
nothing.
Listen, Dan Campbell is on the hot seat. Clearly,
that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl window's closed.
Lost the team.
Yep.
SOL, baby. Well, yeah, we're gonna be talking Tigers. We're gonna be talking Lions, and we're gonna be talking very first sports heartbreak. That's coming in the second segment, but
let's get mine to be the oldest.
I'm looking forward to yours the mostest.
Yours is definitely the oldest, Terry. Just based off the pictures alone, it's the only one that's in black and white.
Yeah, you got ours by a couple decades, my friend. But let's get right in to the Lions preseason talk. We did have the preseason watch party last night, as well as the pregame and postgame show. We thank everybody that came and joined us. It was a great time. But
especially the Bears fans.
Terry, you said it. Why does anybody care about this thing? Why is anybody excited about this thing? And the Hall of Fame game isn't even a typical preseason game. If my memory serves me correct, as a fantasy football player, I'm so excited to look at the stats in the preseason, in any of the preseason games. But that Hall of Fame game, it seems like whoever's playing in that, they're playing their sixth stringers. It's not even like week 2 that you see in the preseason where you see some of the guys. I feel like the people that are worried about us showing a lack of intensity last night, only putting up 7, allowing 34, the piss-poor quarterback play, I think it's a little too damn early to be upset about the Hall of Fame game.
All right. You should never be upset about a preseason game. And whoever is upset about what happened last night or what happened in any preseason before are fucking idiots. You know what I hate? I hate this. I hate when in the morning I watch my little news shows and then you get some ditzy bitch up there saying, oh, my God, the Lions lost last night. What does that say about the season? Well, it says nothing about the season. Just because you put some guy in a Lions uniform doesn't make him a Detroit Lion.
This is true.
That's facts.
I mean, this has nothing to do. But I will say this. I understand if there's some individuals that you want to see and see if they can play. I get that. But never, ever, ever, if you want to talk to me, say, hey, man, the Lions lost a preseason game, guys. I think it's going to be a rough season. You know what? Don't talk to me. Don't walk with me. I don't want to see you. Don't want to smell you because I know you're an idiot.
That's fair.
If you say that.
Spenny, what are the odds that Terry watched the game last night?
I would say less than 5%.
Terry, did you watch the game last night?
I watched the game last
You
night.
did?
Wow.
Start to
missed-
finish?
No, not start to finish. I forgot that they were playing last night.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, that's right, the game. So I turned it on because I do want to see some individual stuff. I want to see this great quarterback competition of who should be taking over for Jared Goff, Hendon Hooker, or what's the other guy's name?
Kyle Allen.
Yeah, Kyle Allen.
Stars, absolute future
Absolute
stars of the
stars.
NFL, it looked like
And
last
here's
night.
another thing. Let me get this off my chest. If I hear one more motherfucker say, you know, Hendon Hooker can run, I think he should take over for Jared Goff.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to eat your children.
Straight past the kneecaps
Right, no. Just
to your kids.
to your kids. That's it. I don't want to hear this.
Damn it, Terry. I was drinking water.
No, but this dude, bro, you have to understand, this is decades of frustration. Decades of frustration. Whoever the Lions starting quarterback stinks. Whoever the backup is a star. Sick of hearing that shit.
Yeah, I feel you on that. We'll get into the quarterback situation and what we saw last night, but I want to ask you, because everybody else seemed like they wanted to see Hendon Hooker. For you, who were you hoping to see? When you tuned in, you're like, oh, yeah, I want to catch a glimpse of.
The next Calvin Johnson. Tesla.
There you go. He did look
Right.
good last night.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he is going to play this year. He will make the team, and he will contribute.
Is there a scenario where you see him week 11, week 12, usurp Tim Patrick as the number 3 receiver?
I said that last show, and guess what? All y'all made fun
You
of
got
me.
some shit, huh?
And that that may not be true, but I think he's going to usurp Tim Patrick. I don't think Patrick is that good. I think he's on the fade. He's on the down low. And I think Tesla, young, 6'4", 200-something pounds. Even though on one of the routes he got bumped off of, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't put much stock into this game because they had 10 practices, and then you're asking scrubs to be in a starting role. So I just don't think there's anything to look at last night.
Yeah. Art Vandelay doubles down on that with our first super chat. He is an importer-exporter. Art Vandelay
Shout
said
out.
there were guys on that field last night that will be renting you an Enterprise rent-a-car next month. Everyone
No, that's
relax.
right. And I don't know who number 50 was, but
Spenny?
who's 50?
Couldn't tell you.
Whoever that dude was, he was trying to catch a dude on the edge. He was huffing and puffing like, "Whew, this guy's fast. And he just kept pumping his little legs and his little fists, and you couldn't catch up with him.
Hey, shout out to the Super Chat and Art Vandelay, everybody else. Get your Super Chats in. I do have to apologize yesterday. I cut the show short without spinning that wheel. Chiefs, IT, you won the Givey. I'm not sure if you won that prize wheel. Not sure if you're in the chat right now, but make sure if you are that you send your first and last name and your email address or your shipping address to me at Anson, ANSON, at woodwardsports.com. We all want to talk quarterback. At this point, it's clear that we are a team in contention for a championship because Lions fans can't find much to complain about, so we're going to complain about our backup quarterback. Now, obviously, we had one play last year, it came in the playoffs, where we needed a backup quarterback. I look at Kyle Allen, and I see a guy that can be picked up across the league in week 4, week 14, if you want. Not necessarily Kyle Allen, but a guy that looks and plays just like him. To me, Hendon Hooker, this is a guy that we traded up for, spent the capital in the 3rd round to take, and this might be one of the most egregious high pick misses of this regime, and there haven't been many. But I think that this is the backup, regardless of his play through the preseason. Kyle Allen didn't show me enough to knock him off this team and the possibility of having him for a trade in the future.
Really? He showed me enough last night to usurp, if that's the magic word of the day, usurp Hendon Hooker, because I haven't seen anything in this dude. He's been here for 2 years, 3 years, and I understand that he hasn't played a lot, but he's just not good.
Yeah, he didn't look good last night. I got to give him some credit, though. That last drive, that should have been a catch by Dominic Lovett. And he had it taken away from him by that safety. And if they can capitalize, Spenny, on that trip and get a touchdown on the board, there's a very different narrative around Hendon Hooker right now.
It would look a lot better for sure. That wasn't like a bad throw by Hendon Hooker at all. It was just Lovett got deboed for that ball. And again, you guys might not know, but I say it on heavyweights all the time. I don't give a shit about the backup quarterback because no matter who it is, if Goff goes down, your season's over.
Yeah.
So
I'm wondering, though, let's say these next couple of games here in the preseason and both quarterbacks look like trash. I'm not saying that it's going to happen for week one, but this team will bring in another quarterback at some point this season. Not Teddy Bridgewater, somebody a little bit younger, somebody that they could actually see being their backup in 2026 as well.
You know what? If Teddy Bridgewater came back and he went through training camp, he'd be the backup now.
Yeah, I agree with that. And unfortunately, he was out doing too many good things for the young kids on his team, so he's in some hot water right now.
Right,
which
you can't buy the kids shoes and coats and stuff like that.
Absolutely ridiculous. But, keep those super chats coming in, guys. We got lots more to talk about. Tigers, Lions, Anzo new contract. A little something on that. You want to get?
Yeah,
to that
just
now?
a little. It's good on the Lions. They gave him a little bonus. Added
this year?
Added a $250,000 bonus this year. Guaranteed his entire $6,250,000 salary for this year, and added some incentives so he can get up higher than that. So just something to keep him happy this year. It sounds like this is probably going to be the last year that Alex Anzalone is a Detroit Lion, but it's good on them to make sure he's getting the money that he has.
You want him happy in camp.
Yes.
He obviously reported before this happened, so big ups to him. Anzo's been just fantastic for this team. He is a teammate, a consummate teammate. So love hearing him getting that money. The man with the green dot is back in the middle and happy.
Yeah, you like to hear it. And like I said, I don't think they're going to re-sign him after this year, but it's good for him to get that done.
Probably not, but there's a danger here, and the danger is this. Players, all you got to do is bitch about your contract, and we're going to give you money. I'm sure the Lions don't want to be put in that position, but that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. And, they had a little bit of extra money after some retirement, and I think that it works. I've been saying for months, they're not going to sign this guy. You look at their roster, they don't keep guys past 30 unless they're Jared Goff. So I saw this one coming. I think that they did the right thing. Dante 151 in the super chat here. Trade for America's QB, Jameis Winston. Come on now. We talked about that last night in the postgame show. That's a Dan Campbell guy.
Yeah, he is. And you know what? He's a locker room guy.
Yes, sir.
Jameis Winston, for all his flaws, is going to pick everybody up. He's going to say, come on, guys. He's going to slap people on the ass and pat him on the head and make everybody happy. Now, when you put him in the game, he might throw 3 picks, but he's a happy-go-lucky guy. And sometimes that plays well in the locker room, particularly when you're not going to ask him to play. I wouldn't mind having Jameis Winston, have Jared Goff quarterback, and then fans bitch about how Jameis Winston is better, but you don't play him. You just have him in that locker room and saying, rah, rah, let's go, guys, and he can pick up that locker room.
That's right. Jameis Winston is a fighter. You know who else, Spenny, is a fighter?
Who's that?
Well, a man named Ven Johnson, the fighter. Listen, if you
Elite.
are in a crisis, you have got to let Ven point the way. 3 steps. Verify with details and photos. 2, engage. Get with your attorney. That's Ven Johnson. And step 3, notify your insurance provider. Get justice with Ven. Head on over to venfights.com and get Ven Johnson Law in your corner.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. With top brands of massage chairs such as the Infinity and the Osaki, they're located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience the luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit today at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code on the screen right now. That is Massage Chair House, your ticket to the ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Welcome back, Big D Energy. Lions played last night, first preseason game down in Canton, Hall of Fame. The loss was easy. It went down nice and easy because it's just preseason. But there's still people crying. There are still Lions fans crying, even though they got their first taste of football that's not supposed to matter.
Excuse me. What are they crying about?
They are crying about the performance, which is silly to me. But the biggest tears are over our backup quarterback. And despite Jared Goff being largely healthy, while he's actually over his entire football career, guys
very durable.
Yeah, very durable. Guys are worried about it because realistically, this is a team that could end up at 12-5 or 5-12, depending on the health of a Jared Goff. And based on what we saw last night out of both Hendon Hooker and Kyle Allen, which was interceptions, I think we had 5 total in the game. You know, there's some cause for alarm, but that doesn't happen unless Jared Goff goes down.
Yeah, we already know that. That's no surprise. I don't care who the backup is.
That's 32 teams, really.
Right. That's everybody. If your starting quarterback goes down, you're in trouble. So this is, once again, nothing new, nothing to be concerned about as far as I'm concerned, because we know they're not as good as Jared Goff. Well, I'm sorry, there's some feeble people out there who believe Hendon Hooker should be the starter over Jared Goff, but we already know what the deal is with every NFL team. So once again, tell me something that people should be concerned about.
Yeah, I can't take too much in it. If this was preseason game 3 and they looked that bad and we saw some of the starters out there, we saw some of the second stringers out there, and they looked as listless as this team did last night, the 5th, 6th stringers, I'd be a little bit concerned. You know, if they go winless through the preseason, the last 19 teams that have gone winless in the preseason, only 3 have made the playoffs. Don't love those odds. But again, I'm not concerned because our frontline starters are so damn good on both sides of the ball. We're not going to risk them. But at the end of the day, whether we ever see Jared Goff go down, the fact that the Lions fans don't have much to cry about right now, they're going to find something. And if he were to go down, then yes, you're looking at Kyle Allen or Hendon Hooker. My big takeaway from this is that I think that we see another week or 2 of them struggling in the preseason. Brad's going to get on the phone, and he might just find us a legitimate backup quarterback. And again, I don't like that window talk, but this is a year that we should be competing for the Super Bowl. And if you lose Jared Goff even for 2 weeks, those could be 2 games that cost you the North Division and some home field advantage.
That could. But he's healthy. He's not going to play this preseason. So to me, it's a non-issue. I think the only people we need to reach those people who think Hendon Hooker should be the starter over Jared Goff. They get all pissed off if Jared Goff throws an interception. They say, I told you this guy stinks. Bring Hooker in. Those are the people we need to reach.
Yeah.
Because they are uneducated, uninformed, ignorant, and they need some guidance. See, Friday is usually a day of fun and games. Today, I'm going to try to provide some guidance for the sick people out there.
Talk to him, Terry.
Right. I mean, there's nothing to see.
Move along.
Look, here's how I would approach yesterday's game and every preseason game. Find your favorite backup, a guy that you like to see the team, watch and see what he does, see if there's any hope for him in the future, and that's what you look at. Don't look at the team, don't look at the coaching strategy, don't look at anything else except some guys that you kind of like or you pinpoint and say, you know what, I want to see if this guy can be a good backup.
Well, we know one good backup is Dan Skipper. Do we have an update on what happened to him? So Dan Skipper did leave. I think he was seen in a walking boot at the end. So that's a concern. Obviously, he's not a starter, but he is one of your key backup pieces for that offensive line. An offensive line that has lost 2 starters. Low ankle sprain? Like that. Much better than the high ankle sprain.
News. This is per Diana Rossini. I just want to make sure this is her correct account. It is. The Micah Parsons-Cowboys relationship has deteriorated to the point where the star pass rusher is considering drastic measures, which could include a trade request, even a declaration that he is serving his relationship with the team, per multiple league sources.
Tom Mazaway. Where's Tom Mazaway?
Lions, can they trade for Micah Parsons? Here we go.
I tell you what, that's hardly breaking news. Their relationship deteriorated a year ago, or more than a year ago. It's been shaky all along. And plus, he's a hard guy to deal with. The organization is not in love with him. He's not in love with the organization. So I could see a divorce there, and a bitter one.
Could you see Micah Parsons in Detroit, Spenny?
No.
Yeah, the culture fit.
I'm not even a culture fit. I would absolutely take Micah Parsons on this team in a fucking heartbeat, but we can't. We can't. Yeah, you can't do that. You don't have the money.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's stop with the, let's stop with the culture stuff, because with a guy like Michael Parsons, he may not fit the Detroit Lions, but the culture here is so strong that you can fit a guy like him in, and he would assimilate.
He said he would want to come here. Remember, he came out and said
everybody doesn't have to be a choir boy.
Yeah,
I think in every team you can have 6, maybe 5 to 6 just assholes if they can play.
Yeah.
Now, if they can't play, then you can't absorb that. But I think Dan Campbell's got it such, the assistant coaches have it such, and the players have it such that you can absorb Micah Parsons. If he wants to misbehave, let him do it. Just as long as he's out there playing on Sundays or Mondays or Tuesdays, whenever the hell they play. That's all you care about.
We paralleled this guy to Za'Darius last year, but the Rasheed Wallace comparison to a Micah Parsons, if he were to come to this Detroit Lions team, supposedly a bad guy, somebody that's not going to fit in with your culture, but again, to your point, that 04 Pistons team culture was so strong, the leadership was so strong that they could absorb a guy like Rasheed. And plus, you come to a winning team, and we know the Cowgirls aren't winning much. You come to a winning team, and that heals a lot.
32 out of 32 teams in the NFL desperately want Micah Parsons on their roster.
That.
It's just
the Cowgirls included.
Yeah, the Cowgirls included. They're going to he's going to be in Dallas. Like, this isn't a guy you just let walk or you trade. You're going to sign him, and it's just the Lions can't. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, we'd have to.
It's like the same thing with Trey Hendrickson. Like, Trey Hendrickson is never going to happen because he wants $40+ million. You already got your $40+ million a year edge rusher.
You got to give up a bunch of money to pay these guys, but you got to get a lot of assets to get these guys. So, takeaways for me from the game. Dominic Lovett, I think, is making this 53-man roster. There's a lot of debate over whether they would keep more than 5 guys. I see him as the heir apparent to Khalif Raymond, who is a great leader in that locker room, but again, into his 30s, and this team just isn't interested in keeping guys that are aging into their 30s.
Young man's league. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Because with the NFL, when you turn 30, you could still keep going, or you could just fade like that. It's like, damn, whatever happened to this dude? Whatever happened to Khalif Raymond? He was good last week. This week he stinks. And the week after he stinks. So it's a young man's league. When you start seeing somebody turning 30, unless you're a quarterback, and even then, quarterbacks sometimes, you start to look side-eyed. Here's a side-eyed look like.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that used to be my boy.
Yeah.
Now he can barely move.
Not for long. KG, welcome into the sound booth. KG and I got a chance to do our first post-game Lions
Kentucky
show
Green.
together.
Hey,
The
shout
Kentucky
out.
Green in the house, baby. What was your biggest takeaway from last night's game?
I believe Isaac Tesla is going to be a player for this Lions team. Maybe not so much this year, but going forward, you really like his skill set and ability. You brought up Dominic Levitt, and there is a lot of talk as to whether he will actually make the roster. I think he'll make the practice squad, and yes, you do stand a chance to lose him if that's the case, but
Isaiah Williams.
our receivers are kind of set in stone at this point, especially with Isaac Tesla popping off the screen like he did, but I would love to keep him on the team, maybe as a returner and all that. Defensively, I feel like, maybe some of our depth, maybe we hopefully we don't get into a situation in which the Lions run into a lot of injuries again, because some of the depth looked good, but some of the other depth did not. But that was probably the biggest takeaways. Besides the biggest one, what the hell are we doing at backup quarterback if what's his name, Kyle Allen and Hendon Hooker go out there and they have another dud in week 2?
I threw this one at Terry. I'm going to throw it back to you before we hit the break here. You mentioned Isaac Tesla and how good he looked. Is there a scenario with everybody healthy where this guy usurps Friday word of the day, usurps Tim Patrick as the number 3 wide receiver on this team this season?
Not this year.
You don't think so?
No, because Tim Patrick, more experience. He's technically a number 2 receiver in a number 3 role. He's been great for the Lions, a big body target in the red zone. He catches passes really well. I can't see it this year. But going forward, he will absolutely be in play. If anybody he will upsert, maybe it's Khalif Raymond, but also Khalif Raymond is somebody that's made big plays for this Lions team. I don't know if they're ready to put him in that position just yet.
Boy, it'd be great
And
if he was so good that they had to.
I think that Patrick is better at the stuff they need him for than Tesla is right now.
Yeah.
Jump balls, stuff like that, big body, outside contesting. Like Tesla, what he's great at right now is using his speed and stuff to get open. But if I need a jump ball in the end zone right now, I would trust Tim Patrick more than Tesla to come down with it.
I tell you what, in the NFL, speed kills. If
That
you got
is
a little
true.
bit of speed, that goes a long way than being big.
No, that's facts. I agree with that.
Jury's out. I'm not putting it past
Okay,
Tesla.
G, can I ask you a favor?
Yeah.
I want you to be a man. Tim Patrick is going to be usurped this year.
Not this year.
Yes, he is.
I
bro.
think so
Okay.
too. I
Not
think
this
so
year.
too. The talent that I'm seeing from Tesla is undeniable. I think that he does a lot of things. To Spenny's point, he does a lot of things that are the intangible stuff. Knowing where the blocks are downfield in certain plays. It's going to take him some time to get up to that speed, but by week 10, week 12, I think this kid's ability and talent is undeniable, and they're going to find ways to get him on the field over Tim Patrick in the second half of the season.
I just don't think it'll be over Tim Patrick. Will we see him on the field? Absolutely. I think in the red zone, he's going to have some plays this year, and we will see him score some touchdowns. However, if this was a position of need, then I would be more in line with you guys. But at a position where your 1 through 5 is pretty much locked up, I can't really see him upserting Tim Patrick, who has made plays for you, who knows this offense in and out at this point. To a rookie, who's, yes, he has a lot of good physical intangibles, but I just can't see it this season. But he will be on the field. He'll make plays.
Wait until he starts pulling up with a hamstring every other week.
But
Then you can't put him out there.
But injury, to
that-
your point,
that's what happens when you get to your 30s, bro.
Injury would be the only
True that.
way that I see him going past Tim Patrick. If Tim Patrick gets hurt, then it's Isaac Tesla is for the taking. I do agree with that.
Speaking of getting hurt, are you okay? The morning show, you and Justin went at it pretty
me and
hard.
Justin is all love, man. We all love. But
What's up? Justin must have gotten to some
Nah, we
huckleberry juice. He He's on everybody's case this morning.
Yeah, I mean, he crashing out about the Tigers, crashing out about the Red Wings.
I don't think he went to bed until like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
so
he's
a little
right. He's
grumpy.
sleep deprived. You know, it is what it is. But no, you know, it wasn't nothing between me and Justin. But a lot of people are triggered about what the hell the Tigers did at this deadline, and rightfully so. I can understand it. I just think a little differently than everybody else.
If Justin's going to take you down, he's going to have to get into Planet Fitness.
He might have to.
I'm going to say that
You
right
better
now,
bring your
Spenny.
lunch pail.
That's for sure. Tell us about Planet Fitness.
And I will tell you about Planet Fitness. Listen, I promise you, I guarantee you, there's one by your house. It's just a fact. All right? It's judgment free, but they're also providing something very special to the community. For this summer, teens 14 to 19 can work out free all summer long. Until August 31st, I believe today's the 1st, so you got a month left. Get to planetfitness.com, check out the deal, get yourself in there. It changes your mental, it changes your physical, it changes your emotional, all for the better. If you don't want to head there online, you can just get in your car, because again, I guarantee you there's one close. Go and check them out, Planet Fitness.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Attention, sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every day on Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. Make sure you guys tap in. It's Dr. Pierce. He's going to keep in the game, performing at your best. Presented by Michigan Sports and Spine and MRI of Southfield.
Welcome back, Big D Energy on a Friday. Terry Foster, KG, Spenny. My name is Anson Wells. Got a little super chat here from Sideless. If Tesla is another wide receiver hit for Brad, can we as fans stop sweating what he does at wide receiver? Yeah. Find me the wide receiver misses, and don't tell me seventh rounders and UDFA. Sideless, you nailed it, bro. This guy, you know, starting with Amon-Ra and down the line, the guy just continues to find fits for this team. Every single draft pick of the Detroit Lions since Brad and Dan got here has made the 53-man roster. That's why my money is on Dom Lovett making this squad.
Practice squad.
Nope, I don't think so. We saw what happened with Isaiah Williams last year. Khalif Raymond goes down. Isaiah Williams would have looked really good in the second half of the season.
I'll tell you what, when it comes down to that, they're going to say, this is going to go either way. He could make the 53-man roster, but
I think they'd lose him. I think that if they expose him to the practice squad, I think somebody picks him up. He looked good last night. He was involved early and often, and he's also got ability in special teams.
Talk to me in 2 weeks, Bro Hammer.
Okay, Bro Hammer. I like that. So, you know, we are talking football because it's back. College is right over the horizon. Obviously, NFL kicked up last night. I'm sure people are getting excited for Friday Night Lights around here. We got fantasy football coming around. What what's got you most excited? Obviously, we've got the Lions here. You know, there's people raining on the parade, concerned about the quarterback situation. We'll get back to that and talk about it a little bit more. Spenny, what has you truly excited outside of the Detroit Lions?
In football,
Yes,
just
sir.
in general?
Yes, sir.
Honestly, there's not much. I'm at the point right now where I don't give a shit about anything else but the Detroit Lions.
You
in the
want
NFL.
August to be gone. don't you?
I do. I don't like, yeah, it's cool to see the rookies. It's cool to watch Michigan State guys try to make rosters, stuff like that. But the Lions are good. The Lions are contenders. There shouldn't be any second teams anymore. There shouldn't be any, I want this team to have success too. I only care about the Lions. I only care about the Lions' success. If I would have to choose one thing, it'd be like the Panthers. Like, I want to see the Panthers do better because
You got to bet on them.
I
don't
got to
you?
bet on them. I do.
Do tell.
I've
do
got
tell.
money on Dave
10
Canales.
games, right?
I've got money on Dave Canales to win Coach of the Year.
Oh,
and
shit.
I think if the Panthers win 10-plus games, he's pretty much a shoe-in for
turnaround.
that.
You think the Panthers gonna win?
I think they can. I like what they
Holy
did. in the
Schedule's
draft.
ripe for it.
The schedule's easy.
I
I,
do
like
agree
what
with
they
that.
did in the
Excuse
draft.
me, is he talking about the Michigan Panthers?
No,
They left.
the
They're not the Michigan Panthers anymore,
No such
man.
thing as the Michigan Panthers
Isn't
anymore,
that
Rip.
sad?
Yep.
But I mean, sure it's sad, but
Well,
I don't care.
as a kid, man, my dad was bringing back home USFL, like Oklahoma Outlaws and Michigan Panthers stuff. So it was pretty cool to see them come
Yeah.
back.
But you know
yeah,
what? The USFL should not be in an NFL city because they get absolutely swallowed up.
that's
Yeah.
a good point.
It's a fact.
Because I remember I
Pause?
was at the Eastern Market and I saw some guys
Have you ever been
in
sweating?
in a little van and they were cooking burgers. And I'm like, why y'all cooking burgers here in this parking lot? He says, we're tailgating for the Michigan Panthers. They were the only people in the parking lot.
Stop it.
It was
Stop it.
5 or
Terry.
6 of them. That was it.
So 5 or 6 fans went to the
When
game.
you are
That was
desperate for
Yeah, I'll tell you
football.
where they were. Do you know where the there's a Detroit City Distillery has their warehouse or their factory, whatever?
Mm.
They were right there because that parking lot where they had the winery that opens up to tailgating for Lions games.
Shout out.
But it's also
Love that
open
spot.
up for Michigan Panther games.
Nobody's
And they were
there.
the only ones in the parking lot.
Some guys are just looking for an excuse to party. I have mostly been one of those for my entire life. I'm not
fair.
going to lie. You mentioned Michigan State. We don't give them at all enough time on here. In fact, we give them about this much. Go
Because
green.
they suck. Go
I
white.
get that. And
Or
I get
poverty.
that Corn and Blue Nation
Yeah, I was
is,
about to
is
say,
pretty
don't start
strong
your
out
shit
there.
ass, and I'm looking at
Corn
you.
and Blue, Corn and Blue.
Don't
But
you
no,
The
I
Wolverines
wanna-
already made a mistake.
What's that?
The Wolverines already made a mistake. It was going to make that game against Michigan State a lot tougher.
But do tell.
Yeah, with the Michigan players coming out and saying they gonna
players talking
spank.
that little brother bullshit.
Yeah, they spanked. They was
Yeah.
talking, we gonna spank little bro and shit. Yeah.
I talked to Michigan State players. 'Cause my son went to school there and everything. But whenever Michigan people just shut up, just don't say anything, they'll beat Michigan State 9 times out of 10. But when they start talking about that little brothers bullshit, the Michigan State players grow into 7-foot-tall behemoths, 300 pounds, running 4.2 40s. They turn into monsters. Now, Michigan fans believe this, that for when Michigan State plays Michigan, that's their Super Bowl. That's no longer true. When Michigan State plays Michigan and Michigan is talking little brother, then that turns into their Super Bowl. So my advice is just shut up.
Keep talking.
Shut up.
Terry, I
Keep
agree
talking,
with you. As
Corn
a
and Blue.
Michigan fan, I
Kick
agree.
their ass and move on.
There was no need for that, bro. Y'all kind of in the same boat right now. I know Michigan got a little bit higher expectations than the state, but y'all in the same boat right now. Like y'all was a 7-win team, they a 6-win or a 5-win team.
got,
not
got
not
a natty
that
in
good,
their
but-
got a natty in their back pocket.
No,
there.
we do absolutely, but
Asterisk.
once again, that was 2023. This a new day and age. I would prefer it if they didn't do that shit. Wait till the week of. Don't do it so early in the season to where Michigan
Don't leave it
State
on the
got
bulletin
to
board
look
for
at that.
months.
Leave
Leave it on there
do
for
it.
days.
They got months to look at that shit. No, I didn't agree with that.
You know, and to double down on that point, the years where everybody's like, oh, Michigan's definitely better than State. And State's not, coming in. We're not thinking there may
that's
be
every
lucky to
year.
win. Well, I mean,
It's every year.
for the last 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, for
There-
the last 50.
No.
There
no,
was a
no,
period where
no.
State was kicking our.
Hell
Do
yeah.
you forget Dan Tony?
I'm gonna holla. I'm gonna speak. Michigan State was kicking Michigan's ass. Tell me how many times Michigan State was favored in those games. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Well,
not a lot.
Yeah.
No,
But
no, 0. No, don't give me not a lot. It was 0. They were never favored to beat Michigan, even though they're thumping their ass and Mark D'Antonio is strutting around and I gotta go to my right.
Yeah,
Mark,
right.
He's strutting around like he's the king of East Lansing. Michigan State was never the favorite against Michigan, ever.
I mean, they're my favorite.
Right,
but
I don't think that mattered. But
I want to bring up Aiden Childs because I want to get your opinion of him. I watched more college football last season than I have in a very long time. Obviously, I got to talk about him, whether I like it or not, Michigan included. But Aiden Childs, to me, is a real dark horse guy. I don't think he's going to be in the top 5 voting for Heisman, but it's possible after a month or so.
Are you mentioning Aiden Childs and Heisman in the same sentence?
Nick Marsh, man. Nick Marsh is a guy that is dedicated to Michigan State. He decided to stay. He's doubling down.
A little strong.
Listen, am I wrong in Nick Marsh being one of the best young wide receivers in the league, Spenny?
You are not wrong about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you've got
But
that,
I'm not calling it.
Yeah,
no,
okay,
I'm
that
not
costs
saying
you
he's going to be in the
strong, boy.
top 5, but I think after that week starts of the schedule, that first month, first 5 or 6 games, he could be, Aiden Childs is a dark horse. Now, he's going to get into the Big Ten, and that'll come back down. But I'm telling you, the guy can move, the guy can throw, and he's got some weapons. To me, Aiden Childs, while everyone's talking about Bryce Underwood, we are ignoring a college quarterback in Michigan that looks damn good, KG.
Now, answering real quick, I hear you, and I do agree with the skill set. But in order for Aiden Childs to be a Heisman contender or candidate, Michigan State got to win at least 9 to 10 games.
Right.
Like,
Okay,
just flat out.
And can I say 2 letters?
Spinny, am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Okay.
Yeah, like, come on.
You're not wrong.
Last time I checked, I have to check all the stats. I don't know of a Heisman Trophy candidate, let alone a winner, who has more turnovers than touchdowns. And that's probably what could happen. I agree. He's talented.
First year
very
starter
talented.
last year, too.
He's talented.
He's
He's
got a
very
year under his
talented.
belt.
His decision
gotta hang on
making
to
is
that
where
rock,
he needs
man.
to improve. When I was looking at him last year, he's got all the intangibles. He's got the arm. He's got the ability to run, but his brain wasn't there. The processing wasn't there. When it's 2nd and 10, instead of waiting and trying to get the first down on one pass and trying to make a shot down the field and then getting sacked and making it 3rd and 14, tuck the ball, get 5 yards, get out of bounds, 3rd and 5, try to accomplish it then. He needs to develop as a quarterback.
Yeah.
He is a great athlete, but he was a bad quarterback last year. And he is going to have a good arsenal of weapons. You have Nick Marsh. I think he's going to be a top 5 receiver in college football next year.
Yep.
You added 2 guys in the transfer portal. Both of them averaged over 17 yards per reception last year. You've got wide receivers. His decision-making needs to drastically improve if we want to talk about a bowl game for Michigan State,
Let alone
a
Heisman.
Heisman.
Right.
No, I don't think by the end of the year that he's going to be in New York. That's for sure.
Yeah, but you mentioned it.
Well, no, I think after the first 4 or 5 games, when
He's
they're-
calling September Heisman.
yeah, where they've got that top 5 to 10 list, and then
I
they've got
hear
some dark horse guys. He's in going
How
might be in.
about the top 100? I'll give you he'll make the top 100 Heisman. Top 5.
All right,
Come on.
Speaking of 100, chat, smash that like button. Let's get us back to 100 like you guys did yesterday. Get those super chats in. We will read them. And, of course, I've got some cards that are going to go home with you, as well as a one-armed Grant Hill bobblehead.
Shout out.
Not the one arm.
Limited edition.
Shout out, limited edition. 1 of 1, in fact. Shout out Freddie Feld for the one-armed Grant.
Was that a auto factory accident, or what happened to
No,
Grant
this.
No, that's about what happened to him in real life.
I was going to say, this is forced to
accurate.
play pre-trade, sign and trade
Right.
Grant
That's
Hill.
pretty accurate.
No
Are
doubt about
you saying
it.
Grant Hill only has a left hand?
Well, hey, listen.
No, he's just injured all
Yeah,
the time.
right.
Grant Hill had a bad wheel, and he needed to get himself into an awesome deal to drive around Detroit. And I'll tell you somebody that has some great deals, and that is Les Stanford Chevrolet. Listen,
Talk about it.
These guys have the deepest inventory in the state. They've got amazing deals. They've got the crew cab for only $169 a month. They've got 2 different Hummers, the SUV, SUT. That 2025 model class is second to none. They've got amazing deals there. You see them there, the Sierra $169, the Hummer SUV $699. And they've also got that Envision all-wheel drive at $259 a month. So head on over to lesstanford.com or visit Les Stanford in person. They'll get you all hooked up. They'll get you back on the road and in style, because Les Stanford, together, let's drive.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
And listen, I got some special news for you. You wouldn't even believe me if I told you. If you got the chance to bet up to $1,000 and your bet didn't hit, if you got back all of that $1,000, you'd probably think I'm a little crazy, right? Well, you can get started right here. Scan that QR code over my head, enter the code Woodward1000. That is your ticket to getting your bet back if it doesn't hit. That's right. You're going to deposit $1,000 and you can get all of that back if you miss out. Minimum bet is just $20. You can also get that matched if it doesn't hit for you. So download the Caesars Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Make sure after you scan that code above my head that you input that code word Woodward1000. Best of luck to you. Go and get it, Detroit. Welcome back. Big D Energy. I'm joined here by Terry Foster and the crew. We are talking Detroit Lions. We are talking backup quarterback. That's how good we have it in Detroit right now. We're worried about the backup quarterback.
And you know what else? We're not talking about the backup quarterback taking over for Jared Goff.
Look out. Jared Goff's on the hot seat, Terry.
He is, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, last night during the post-game show, KG and I kind of got into potential candidates to be the backup here on the assumption that over these next 3 preseason games that Kyle Allen and Hendon Hooker look as bad as they looked last night. So we kind of tinkered. We went around the league. We know that the Cleveland Browns, they are 4 deep at quarterback. I want to take a look real quick right now because we got excited. Shedeur Sanders, clearly there's a disconnect with ownership and coaching staff, the scouting department. After they draft him and he's looked good in OTAs and training camp, the owner comes out and says he didn't want him. You look at Dylan Gabriel, the guy that they've got. They've got Joe Flacco still sitting on the depth chart here for Cleveland. You got Kenny Pickett.
Look out.
You got Dylan Gabriel, as mentioned, and Shedeur Sanders currently sitting as their number 4 quarterback. Terry, I'm going to go to you first.
Answer's no.
Not one of those guys you'd rather have than the guys we have right now.
I think Kyle Allen's going to be fine. Kyle Allen has had a handful of practices. He wasn't supposed to look good last night. He is going to get that number 2 quarterback job, and he's going to get more reps. He's going to feel more comfortable with these guys. I think Kyle Allen's going to be fine as a backup. Would I rather have one of the others? Probably Shedeur Sanders.
Well,
I'm just curious about this guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather have him than
let's say he was put out there, and they said, give us Hendon Hooker, give us a 5th round pick. the 5th round pick we used on him. We want Hendon Hooker, and we want our capital back. I'd do that. That's not my question, though. Would the Lions risk bringing in the prime time sideshow?
No, they wouldn't, but I would. Lions don't play that stuff. They don't want the sideshow, and it's a distraction for them. So I don't think they would do that. It's a big, look at Detroit. Detroit is always about conservative when it comes to running these teams. There's nobody who's willy-dilly and having a good time and just, throwing their underwear up in the air. We're in a very conservative time. Look at the Tigers. And although I'm probably in the minority, I'm excited about the rest of the season with the Detroit Tigers after their moves. But the rest of the people, they didn't get the bat, they didn't get the top reliever, they went and hodgepodge, which is going to be the case. The Tigers are going to continue to develop their own guys, and they're going to continue to bring in low-level free agents. Now, people here in this city don't want to believe it, but that's the way it's going to be. And this is not a Scott Harris thing. It's partially a Scott Harris thing, but it's a Chris Ilitch thing where he's not going to go all out and start opening up the purse strings and make it a sideshow around here. So you should get used to that. This is what the Tigers are going to be for the next 100 years. You better hope that it sinks, that they get somebody or make a team that's competitive, but they're not going to do the things that fans want them to do.
Okay, well let's say Kyle Allen gets hurt. Let's say he tears his Achilles and Hendon Hooker continues to look like trash.
Like Hendon Hooker.
So
H2.
I want to
H2's
find
crazy.
out a name that we can start throwing around, because if in another week we're having the same discussion and we're that much more serious about it, because I believe Hendon Hooker will come out under center starting preseason game 2. And if he looks bad like he did last night, Kyle Allen continues to look bad, I think that this conversation is going to get louder and louder, and I want to beat everybody else to that hot name. I don't think it's Shedeur Sanders, but Joe Flacco would be a really interesting get.
All day long.
You look at Cincinnati, you got Jake Browning, who was fantastic for them in a fill-in. What about Desmond Ridder? Would you be more comfortable
Hell
with
no.
Desmond Ridder?
No.
Is he better than Hendon Hooker?
No.
I don't think this conversation is going to get hot in this city. I think people are still looking at edge rusher. They still worry about the offensive line. I don't think people are thinking about the quarterback.
I got to be honest.
I
Last
just
night,
don't
man.
think this is going to be hot.
Last night, I'm listening to radio. I'm on Twitter. This morning, I'm listening.
That's all
and
they talking about.
It is.
It's
It's
the only
crazy.
storyline to take out of that.
And it is. You hit the nail on the head. It's the only storyline. The
But
two-time
that's
defending North
Hot
Division.
right after a game.
Sure.
That will dissipate.
You think so?
Because this,
Well,
this
one
team,
good game from Hendon Hooker, and it does.
But it's not like we haven't had this convo before about Hendon Hooker.
I'll agree with you. Hendon Hooker goes like 20 of 23 for 300 something yards in a preseason game. Then yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Well, he had a big preseason game last year, though. He had a hell of a preseason game last year, and I think that's what got a lot of us excited about him. At this point,
And how much time did you see from him last year?
not one snap in a playoff game, that's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. They brought in a retired guy, high school teacher.
Spenny, you got any names, any quarterbacks that I'm missing here that are in a deep situation, a tough spot where they might get pushed to a practice squad and somebody wants to take a 7th-round pick for them?
I mean, we've talked about Flacco, obviously. We've thrown Jameis Winston out there. Another guy to look at is Bailey Zappi. Is that possible? He's in Kansas City, but they've also got Gardner Minshew as well, backing up Mahomes.
I'd take either one of those two.
Right. I'll take Gardner.
That's something you can look at. I'm looking at these names right here, right now. Jacoby Brissett in Arizona, but they're probably not going to move on from him. He's really all they got.
Clayton Tune behind him is trash.
Yeah, Clayton Tune, not what Lucas hoped he would have been.
I was told.
Yeah. Jameis Winston, again, is a guy that I would kick the tires on in case of a scenario. But me personally, I'm not trading for a quarterback unless Jared Goff's not playing. I don't care if it's a 7th-round pick. I don't care if it's a 6th-round pick. I'm not giving up any type of draft capital for a backup. Like, I don't believe in backup quarterbacks. I don't think they're real things.
But I agree. I'd only do that if Jared Goff is in a cast.
Yes.
But then it might be too little too late at that point.
But you can get it done. You can get it done.
You're not going to fix your season anyway.
Yeah.
But what if it's a situation in which he's only going to be down for, let's say, 4 to 5 games? You don't want to just mail the season in for 4 to 5 games.
Well, and the problem is if that happens and then you go out and you do trade for a guy. Let's say you give up a 5th round for Gardner Minshew. I think Gardner Minshew would be loved in this city first and foremost. But the problem is that you don't have those 11 games before the injury to get him up to speed, to have him on the same page as your offensive coordinator as well as your receivers and be able to just come in and take over under center. So I don't think that this is something we see in this preseason, but if they aren't happy with these 2 quarterbacks after preseason game 4, I believe they'll be making calls. And they'll be figuring out who's out there and what their options are. And again, maybe Spenny's right. Maybe they don't pull that trigger until it happens. But if they hate their quarterbacks going into week 1, I think you take care of that sooner than later, because otherwise now in week 13, 14, you're looking at a guy in Teddy Bridgewater or something similar that might not even be in football.
Right. Yeah. And just for the Lions, like, it's too much at stake right now. Not saying it's a dire need, but it is something you have to pay attention to when you're in a Super Bowl window. Because like I said, let alone Jared Goff get hurt and you have a winning record, you're not just mailing the season in. And none of these fans will accept them just mailing the season in. They wouldn't.
Hooker better have a crazy game, otherwise I'm going to turn all these Hendon football cards into drink coasters. Nice drink coasters. Sideless, email me, Anson at Woodward Sports. I'll send you the photo of my Hendon Hooker collection. It's
I keep hating to bring this up, but sample size. I mean, this dude had 10 practices. He comes into a meaningless game. He doesn't look good. I think in time, Kyle Allen is going to meet your high expectations as a backup quarterback. He'll be fine. I would not give up any draft capital for a backup quarterback.
No, me either.
Especially since we're screaming about an edge rusher, which you're not going to get. You're screaming about the retirement of your center, which you're not going to replace.
That's fair.
So you think that the Lions will expose Hendon Hooker to free agency, trying to get him onto the practice squad? Because I think he gets snatched up.
They'll try to trade him.
Okay.
What value are you getting for him?
Yeah,
he ain't worth a dime.
Not a third rounder.
It might be a cup of Jello. I'll admit that.
Yeah, because you ain't getting nothing for him at this point.
So if you're not going to get anything for him, why are we talking about him starting for the Lions?
Well, nobody's talking about him starting just in case of injury, but at this point, I don't think they would sign him to a second contract. Like, once that contract is up, which is coming up soon, he's probably gone. It's probably the Hendon Hooker experiment is over.
Yeah.
Was it really an experiment? Did we even get to that stage?
I guess you're
still
right.
in beta testing.
Yeah, right.
Beta at best. You want to tell us about BlackRock?
I'll tell the people about BlackRock. You got a couple of days, 2 more days to get in for this week's giveaway. It is a Traeger grill, so scan that QR code on the screen and you can be grilling like Sean Belizean with one of these Traegers. Man, they are money. The best grill money can buy is the Traeger. So make sure you scan the QR code to get in on the giveaway. And remember, every entry for every week puts you in for the grand prize, which is 4 tickets to the Detroit football home opener in downtown. So make sure you go check it out. It is BlackRock Bar and Grill and Woodward Sports. We're bringing you giveaways all summer long.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Looking for a sparkling, clean ride? Jack's Car Wash and Woodward Sports have partnered to hook you up with a free car wash. Just text WSN to 888-522-1729 and enjoy top-tier service with free vacuums, compressed air, matte cleaning rooms, and hand towel drying. With 40-plus locations across Michigan, Jack's Car Wash is your go-to for that fresh, off-the-lot shine. Go to jackscarwash.com and see the location near you. Don't wait. Text now and shine on.
Welcome back to Big D Energy. Getting close to hour number 2. Actually, it is officially hour number 2.
Man,
so let's switch.
Our sales guys didn't get the memo. They put the www dot in that read.
They keep doing that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, 2025. Come on.
Are the salespeople 80 years old?
What's that?
Are the salespeople 80 years old?
They might be.
Could be. I love that.
They're younger than I am.
Brady 40 with 2 kids. No, I'm talking shit.
They're doing the www dot.
I blew my dad's mind when I was like, you don't have to put that in there, Dad.
Yeah.
He didn't know that?
No, he did not
wow.
know that. Hey, man, for an 80-year-old man, he is pretty technologically capable. Shout out. In fact, I got to give him some love. My dad's got his 6th annual car show at Jack Frost. We'll have about 1,000 cars out there, over 2,000 people. That's out in Washington Township, Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you want to go see some amazing cars on an amazing historic grounds, go out and check out the Jack Frost Auto Museum Car Show this weekend. But we are talking baseball now. Trade deadline ended yesterday at 6 p.m. KG is spent, but KG, to your credit, I'm on your side, my friend. If you missed the Sean Belizean in the morning show, our friend KG got into it with young Justin. Justin doesn't think the Tigers did enough.
No.
He thinks that they got lapped by some AL teams that now are the premier teams in the AL. But I think the one thing that you guys agreed on was the fact that most of us saw this coming, right? I don't think anybody really saw us going out and being the Yankees and paying a huge sum to go out and get this crazy superstar. It hasn't been in the DNA of any of these teams this decade. And we've seen that work out so far for the Lions. We've seen that work out so far for the Red Wings for the Pistons, and it's working out for the Tigers so far. Yeah. Right? This is a playoff team. This is a team that's in control of their division right now. I look at these trades, and I'm pretty happy. All right, we could have gone out and done 2 of these trades, but we kept going. We've got so many options. I believe 5 new bullpen
They brought
options.
in 7 pitchers.
7 pitchers, and 2 of these guys that they brought in Paddock. This is a guy that his rookie season, tremendous numbers, sub 1 WHIP, right around a 3 ERA.
5 years ago.
Yeah, it was 7 years ago.
Spitting ready, I guess.
But more than a K per inning, and he's struggled obviously since then. Charlie Morton, guy who's in his 40s,
85 years old.
I think he was alive when the Tigers won their last World
covered
Series.
his first start.
He pitched to Lou Gehrig.
Give me that War Bonds drop. But what I have noticed in my time following baseball, being a big time dynasty fantasy baseball player, unlike most sports, when you see trades, and obviously it's different with a Matt Stafford trade. That wasn't a trade deadline deal. Very rarely do you see guys that are struggling go to a new team and all of a sudden explode. Now, maybe it's a 7th man on a team that gets traded to the Hornets and he's starting and his numbers go up. Mm-hmm. But what you see a lot in baseball are guys that have had success that are struggling, and they get traded and they go from a 221 hitter to a 281 hitter. and you see pitchers that are mired in a 4.5 ERA and all of a sudden are a sub-4 ERA. You see relievers that couldn't really figure it out and were kind of being, in a committee closer situation, and they get moved to a team where they're the dedicated closer. I know Spenny and I, we're disagreeing on whether it's going to be Vest or whether it's going to be Finnegan, but you look at these 5 relievers and you get more options. You don't have to worry about injuries too much. And I'm going to tell you right now, 2 of those guys are going to work out.
I think so.
And you look at the starters, one of those guys is going to work out. Paddock had a hell of a start this week on Wednesday.
He got to keep it going, though. I've been stressing, listen, these ain't perfect moves. Everybody that you brought in, they got something wrong with them, but that's at the value that you got them at. So you got to expect some things to be wrong. But all I'm saying is at a base level, compared to Diedrichens and some of these other guys that we had, this is an upgrade. And it may not be the upgrade you wanted. It may not be the upgrade that we all hope for. Technically, it's an upgrade.
So are you team KG? Are you happy with the moves? Or are you team Justin? Did they miss it this year?
I'm excited to see what the Tigers are going to do the rest of the season with these guys. Now, when you look at them, yes, these are not top-of-the-line pitchers, relief pitchers, but Finnegan can be. And what you have is you're mixing a bunch of things together. You're mixing a bunch of new arms along with the Tigers' philosophy with pitchers and how they make them better. And everybody doesn't have to hit all at the same time. But A.J. Hinch, who just mixes and matches and does all this magical stuff, now has more toys to play with. And some of the toys are going to hit, and some of them aren't, and he'll just sit them down. So I think the Tigers are better. They have a better shot at the World Series now. They didn't get Bednar, but that's okay. These guys throw strikes. They throw hard. They're not accurate all the time, and they have really, really, really shitty games. But they mix that with some really, really, really good games. It's sort of like Jared Goff. Jared Goff will go 8 games with no interceptions. But we're going to bitch about that one game where he threw 4 interceptions. And I think you have a bunch of guys who are in that boat. They're going to blow up now and then. But then they'll have 6 or 7 games where you're like, okay, this is nice. And really, do you really care what they do in the regular season?
No.
Unless the Tigers have another horrific slump like they did before, this division is done.
Mm-hmm.
So now you need to figure out, what do you do with this pitching staff for the postseason? You got your starters. Morton could be a starter.
Paddock could be too.
Paddock can be a starter. And guess what? If one of them is not what you really want, you put them in the bullpen.
That's right.
You can slide them down.
Yep. And you get maybe Cobb to add in there. You've got 6 guys. No, I'm
that's
just saying.
That's where I get. That's my exit of the
I'm
highway.
not depending on him.
He will not pitch for the Tigers at all this year.
Yeah, that's my exit of the highway in my Neil voice.
So, Spenny, I know that you're not incredibly happy. I want to throw this out there before you take.
That's an understatement.
Before you take over this segment here, I look at Scott Harris, and I look at his scouting department, and we have to look at our levels of the minor leagues. Every team's over 500. We have the best minor league prospect farm system in the MLB. And you have to think that some of these guys that we look on this roster to start the season, and even now, and especially at 25 games over 500, it's kind of like Major League. Who the fuck are these guys? And they're playing above their head, but there's Moneyball that's going on in Detroit right now. And it's not just being able to go out and find these guys in free agency and get them to work. It's not just being able to get these minor leaguers that are working, but maybe these guys know something that most people don't. And maybe these guys, these 7 pitchers that they brought in, they see something that was being missed by the team that had them, that they were, just a little tweak of a foot placement, a leg kick, or an arm twitch, whatever it was. It seems to me, with what we saw in pitching chaos last year, what we've seen with this roster this year, I truly believe that we've got something going on here where at least 3 of these 7 pitchers they're going to be able to pull the best out of them.
They fucking have to.
Yeah, sure.
And like,
ISO.
and you know what? Like, Moneyball's cool. It's a great movie. I love Brad Pitt. He's probably my favorite actor. That's one of his best performances. You know what Moneyball never did? Win a fucking World Series. Because you know what wins in the postseason?
True that.
Stars win in the postseason. And I'm looking at these guys that they brought in. Finnegan, sure, he can be cool if Chris Fetter turns him into what he used to be. Charlie Morton, he's 100 years old. Cool. He's not even going to be in your fucking playoff rotation. So what does he even matter? It doesn't matter. You brought in two guys who are going to be your fourth and fifth starters. That's not what we need to address. We need guys that play in the playoffs.
That's your fault, brother.
Who you mad at? You mad at Sky Harris or the owner?
I am mad at the owner. Chris Ilitch doesn't give a fuck about you, Tigers fans. Chris Ilitch doesn't care about you. He cares about burning down houses and making money. That's all he cares about. I'm looking at these guys that you brought in, and you are relying on Chris Fetter to be Captain Save-A-Ho and maybe get a couple of these guys left. It is ridiculous that this is what they are saying. Okay, we didn't want to give up any. The only person who gave up anything worth a shit at the deadline was the Padres. Everybody else was giving up their 8th and 14th prospects. It's not like we would have had to give up Max Clark to get Chris Bednar. The Yankees bullpen is so much better now, and they gave up some bad prospects. I think they made shitty moves for shitty players that they hope Chris Fetter can save, and I don't think you can hope your way into a World Series.
Spenny for mayor in the chat.
I'm going to take part responsibility for that outburst.
Oh, God.
I got Spenny all
push back, Terry. Come on.
No. I agree with him. Like, Chris Ilitch isn't going to do shit. I can't fight him on that. But I think I got him all riled up about the Chris Ilitch thing.
Well, now,
you did. And listen, hey, everybody in the chat, suck my dick. This is manufactured. This is fake reaction.
It's a fellatio Friday.
Go watch Heavyweights last night. I crashed out for like an hour and a half.
Big facts.
Sorry, I'm passionate about my team, and I want them to get good ball players. If you're cool, okay, sorry, guys. It was so cute. It was so cute being the best team in baseball for the first half of the season, and 6 All-Stars, and our bat boy made it, and it was awesome. Okay, well, wait until we see the Mariners in the ALDS. Wait until we see the Yankees in the ALDS. And then I hope you're still having a good time and you're having fun time. Oh, look at this.
Hey, bro, the Tigers are at least going to have the best bat boy.
That's
Can't
a
deny
fact.
that.
That's a fact.
Johnny Morton, Charlie Morton, Rick and Morty, Swishers in 40, Tigers in 5. My man Dexter James with the comment of the day right there. KG, before the break, push back on Spenny.
I'm good.
Tell him we're all right.
I ain't got the band.
Tell him these trades were right.
I wasted it
you
all.
Got nothing?
Justin. I
got nothing?
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. I'm good.
All right.
Hey, yo, don't bother him. When blood started coming out of Spenny's eyes, you I'm staying away from this.
And don't
dude.
ever disrespect me, any of you in the chat. I will never come on this mic and tell you something I don't believe. I don't make up shit. I don't manufacture shit. I speak into the mic what I believe.
And what I said to Justin earlier is that I didn't, through that whole tirade, I did not say Justin was wrong one time. Like, I do get the other side of this, obviously. I'm a Tigers fan. I've watched this team struggle for years upon fucking years. Even when they got to the World Series, they got watched. And I've been here the whole time. I get it. But I just know what we're dealing with. I know the handicaps that Scott Harris may have. And for what he did at the deadline with the restrictions on him, I thought it was okay. Once again, it's not the moves I would have made. I just think about this a little differently.
And if you think I crashed out yesterday on the heavyweights, wait until Terrence Skubal signs a 10-year, $500 million deal with the Yankees. Just wait.
Yeah, no, he gonna lose it for sure. But we all passionate about this team. We all want the same thing for the Tigers.
All right, brothers. I got a critical question for you. 2 weeks ago, what did you think? What were the percentage chances you thought the Tigers could get into the World Series?
See, I thought it was low to begin with. I would say 25% before.
Today?
35. Because you'll have more options and won't be pitching chaos.
Okay. Mr. Spencer?
If you would,
you won't have pitching chaos at the end of the year. That's all.
If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago or when they were hot, when they were rolling, I thought the Tigers were the best team in the American League, and maybe one other team like the Astros had a chance with them in the American League. Right now, I think there are 4 teams in the American League that are better than the Tigers.
All right, 2 weeks ago, percentage chance of making the World Series.
60%.
Today.
25.
Ooh, shoot.
You see these jumps? You see how mine is just a slight jump? I mean, like I said.
That's a dramatic
Everybody
change.
in the American League that you are contending with all got better pieces than you did.
But
you got, like, Finnegan is great. If Chris Fetter can save him, he was still the worst closer moved at the deadline. You did not get better than any of those guys, and some of them were borderline better than you already. And
the only argument that I'll make is that we still got a lot of baseball left. This shit could look completely different by the time we get to playoff time.
That is true.
So the fact that we keep saying, hey, this team got better, on paper, but we do need to see what the fuck it's going to look like. We do. That's my only argument.
There are 7 teams in the American League separated by only 7 games.
And best case scenario for the Tigers, right? Oh, God.
I love
the 2 great signings, the two starting arms they brought in. Best case scenario, neither of those guys are in your rotation in the playoffs. That would be best case scenario. Is those guys don't even make the playoff roster.
True.
Spin is written.
Well, I don't think you need those guys as starters. You need them as bullpen is so much more important now than it used to be. Because even if they're good, they're going to pitch 6 innings. Hopefully they won't blow up and explode. But you need your pitchers 6th, 7th, 8th, and closer. That is so much more important now than it used to be. Don't look at me with that smirk.
I'm I will always smile at you.
2 weeks ago, what percentage chance do you think the Tigers had of making the World Series?
I've always felt that they've been around 40%, and I don't think that that's changed in my book.
Okay, so
I've felt that they've been playing above their heads since day one. I saw the regression coming. They've gotten a little bit of help, but other teams have as well. Again, 7 teams within 7 games of each other. We don't know who's winning divisions. We think the only one that's really decided right now is the Central. But the seeding after that's going to determine how far this Tigers team go. But it also comes down to who's the hottest. But I got to say, Spencer Raxter is one of the most authentic sport voices
without a doubt
in this town. And
you care.
I can't do it again with every team.
I feel you.
With every team.
I feel you.
Like the Lions, at least the Lions have an elite roster full of upper echelon NFL talent. Like the Tigers have maybe 2 guys outside of Tarek Skubal that you're like, they would be a star on any team they're at. At least the Lions have all pros littered throughout their team. The Tigers...
That's a good question. How many Hall of Famers are on this Tigers team right now?
1.
Yeah.
6 on the Lions? Maybe more?
Right. The Lions
Possibly,
are unequivocally a Super Bowl contender. We don't got to second guess that. None. When I look at this Tigers team, I never thought they was that. I thought they had a really good year and they surprised a lot of people. I never thought that they were elite.
But I will look at Chris Ilitch, the liar that he is, because he sat there and he told Tigers fans, when this team is ready, when they are ready to go, when they are ready to compete, I will spend. I will bring in names. I will make moves to bring people here to help them get over the hump. How much better do they have to be, Chris? You're looking at the Detroit Tigers fans and you're lying to them, and you're looking at this team full of these players and telling them they're not good enough because you don't think they can win. Because if you did, by your own word, you would have got some pieces. Chris Ilitch is the worst owner in Detroit, and it's not even close. He is ruining the Red Wings, and he is starting to ruin the Tigers.
And the fact that you can put him over Tom Gores in 1 year, who I thought was one of the 5 worst owners in sports.
He was the most hated man in this town at one point.
And now it's absolutely Chris Ilitch. I want to talk about Mike Ilitch real quick because you're the historian here. In the 90s, early 90s, guy didn't want to put the real money into the Red Wings. Then the Red Wings hit. He was focused in on them, and he let the Tigers mostly go by the wayside. As we switched into the 21st century, his attention and his wallet went to the Tigers. Is that something that we're going to have to wait for Chris Ilitch to be a few years away from death to do?
Yes.
Yikes.
And you may never see it. He fought his father on spending on players, spending on the stadium, spending on everything. And people ask, well, where did Chris Ilitch learn this from? This frugalness. He learned it from his father because that's the way Mike Ilitch was for years. But we forget that. And then one day he decided, you know what? May as well spend. And guess what happened when he spent? He made money.
Mm-hmm.
Because these Detroit Tiger fans, you don't have to be great for them to show up to the ballpark.
No.
That's a fact.
Just don't have trash out there.
I'm wearing the hat.
Yes,
Still,
you do.
and
God
he mad
bless
as
you.
hell. He pissed off right now.
But he's still showing up for the ball game.
But I'm
Of
still
course.
going to go. 'cause
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
fucking love him.
That's why I
So-
respect it.
Just show that you care as much as the fans do, and you'll be fine.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't even like, I'm not crashing out that they didn't get Suarez. Did I want Suarez? Sure. They didn't get him. Whatever. I'm crashing out because pretty much every other reliever that was moved at the deadline were better than the guys you got.
Yeah.
And they all went to good teams. Like Bednar, if Bednar would have went for a top 3 prospect in somebody's organization, I would have been like, okay, I don't want to give up McGonigal or Clark or Briseño or whatever. He didn't. He went for like 8 and 14. You're telling me you couldn't have done that for a guy that is not fucking Chris Fetter has to save him. Chris Fetter's got to make him better. Why not just get a guy that's good?
Well, you and I agree that Lorenzo should have been dealt.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
You could have gotten Bednar for Lorenzo. I will stand.
And
by
we,
that.
think
we
so, too.
don't really know because we have heard the Tigers were linked to a lot of these players. Of course, it didn't materialize, but that's not to say that they didn't make the call. I mean, shit, it takes
sure.
two to tango, and maybe some of these other teams didn't like what you was offering.
There was reports from scouts that the Detroit Tigers were not looking to give up any quality prospects.
Yeah, nobody
and
out of
that's
that top
why
10.
you don't get quality players in return.
And they made the phone call when they were like, "What do you want?" Oh, click.
Yeah.
So you
It
hang
could have
up
been that
pretty
too.
quickly.
I don't doubt that.
I gotta have this question out before we hit the break. Eugenio Suarez is what, 34, 37, something
Yeah.
like that.
34.
I look at the bats that were available at this trade deadline. None of them were worth our top 10 guys. Now Lorenzo is redundant. We've got
got
Briseño,
Briseño,
you
yeah.
got Dingler. Obviously Rogers is a little long
Drafted
in the
2
tooth.
catchers.
Yeah. So he's redundant. He's a guy that's in the top 10 of this team that I felt should have been moved. But realistically, this was a bit of a weak trade deadline season. It was a lot of washed up arms and a few good relievers.
Yeah.
I didn't see the bats. So you've kept your pieces. We're still early in this Tigers team. Like
Yeah,
the
the
team that you're
resurgence,
looking
yeah.
at right now is going to be better next year.
I would think, but that's where the offseason
But-
is going to look crazy.
Well,
It's
sure,
gonna
but
look
now
real
this
crazy.
offseason,
They're not doing shit in the offseason. What, like, they're not
we
signing
have
I don't
nothing
think
to
that
go
some
off
of
of.
the. I'm not saying necessarily splashing and
Glaber's
spending money
walking.
on, but I think that there's the deal that we wanted for one of our minor leaguer guys that's 7 to 12 instead of 16 to 20 being moved. I think that happens next year, and I think that you just got to be a little bit patient and see what these boys can do in the playoffs.
And before we go to break,
We have to,
I do
unfortunately.
want. Yeah, there's we got
No choice
now.
at this point.
But I do think Kevin McGonigal is going to be very good.
Yeah.
I do think
yes.
Max Clark is going to be very good. Those, but
The
like,
aura spinning.
The whole. We gotta wait. You remember when Tarek Skubal and Casey Mize and all of those guys were our prospects? Those were our pitching prospects. Do you remember who the best pitching prospect out of all those guys was?
Who?
Matt fucking Manning,
Yeah,
who
true.
just got traded for a bag of jelly beans because he's not good. Chase Young. Good thing we didn't sign Chapman because you didn't want to fucking block Chase Young. He is awful.
Yeah.
Like, prospects don't work out for a majority of the time.
15%, maybe.
So I don't know. Like,
So
yeah,
that's what you should be mad about, the blocking shit.
yeah.
You're not blocking Babe Ruth. You're not blocking
You're right.
Hank Aaron.
And if he's that good, trade the guy that's blocking him. Get him in
Yeah,
here for a
right.
couple
Get him
months
up
and then
to the
bye-bye.
roster, yeah.
Or here's the bench.
I feel you. Shout out to Up for Speculation. I just thought this was funny. I want an apology when my gritty tags win it all. I'm talking to you, KB, KG, by the way. But KB, Spinny, and Justin.
Oh, I will apologize.
Yeah, no, I will gladly apologize. I'm happy to be wrong if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But,
Hell yeah.
But
Let's be wrong.
But when all you have is hope, might as well hope big.
If the Tigers win the World Series this year, I will get an Illich Company Holdings tattoo on my body.
Holy shit.
I promise you.
Careful with that.
No.
Right,
Get
be careful.
I will do it.
No, get District Detroit tattooed on your
I'll
ass.
get
This little Chris.
They might not even make it to the ALCS.
garbage.
Well, we got to pay some bills, Spenny. Where we headed?
Let's double up. We're going to do two of them here. We'll do Feldman and Gold Crown, then come back to Mad Packs and Buddies. So let me tell you about Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. They've got locations in Novi, in Highland, in New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing. Make sure you guys tap in, scan the QR code to see their massive inventory. Jay Feldman, I saw Jay Feldman out on the wild last night when I was driving back to the studio.
Shout out.
Jay Feldman was cruising down the street.
Legend.
I gave him a piece.
Was he excited about the Lion game?
He was not excited
How did
about
you feel
that.
about the Tigers trades?
I did not. We were just driving past each other. We saw each other, gave the what's up. Shout out to Jay. Great dude. Helps out in all the communities. Does a lot for charity and a lot for the youth. So make sure you go hit up Feldman Chevrolet. KG, what about Gold Crown?
I can tell the people about Gold Crown because I have energy since I didn't argue you this segment. But at Gold Crown, concentrates are their bread and butter, crafting elite collab extracts since the caregiver days. Gold Crown partners with craft growers across the state to bring you exclusive full spectrum concentrates, infused pre-rolls, and live resin infused gummies. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Their new line, Crown Jewels, is here. Gelatin-free, effect-based, coated in herbs for that extra pop. Find Gold Crown in over 300 dispensaries statewide. Smoke like royalty. All rise for the reign of royal highs, only with Gold Crown.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Mad Packs. Go to getmadpacks.com. You can get the high-low pre-roll, the Boom Shakalaka Tarantula, the THCA Blizzard Pack infused Moon Rocks, or they got flour too, just normal flour. They're cherry runts. They got a ton of different strains for you to choose from. Top shelf quality from Mad Packs. Go to getmadpacks.com to find a store near you that carries it. Mad Packs, mad flavor, mad high, Mad Packs. What about Buddies?
The legendary creators of the Detroit-style deep dish, Buddies Pizza, they want to brisket, brew, and rendezvous with you. They've got a new pizza, and it's a barbecue brisket pizza. They got a barbecue chicken salad.
Sean's gonna lose his mind.
I'm excited about this. I bet he did. The refreshing Buddy Brew Summer Shandy and the Super Summer Sundae. They've got a serious combo going on there at your neighborhood Buddies or at buddiespizza.com. You can find out more. Don't forget, Buddies is more than just pizza. Their new Smash Stacks are burgers done the Detroit style way. Square slice, smash stack, full flavor, only at legendary Buddy's Pizza. Go and visit them at buddiespizza.com. Use that promo code right above my head, 10 meal when you do order. Save yourself 10%. Welcome back, Big D Energy. We got it in. We got about a half hour left. People are pissed off at our Lions backup quarterback. People are pissed off at Chris Ilitch.
KG, what Slack did you put it in?
I'm about to put in the Big D Slack.
We got some fun topics to get here in the last half hour, but Terry, you and I talked about this, or actually, excuse me, it was D-Mac. It was D-Mac and I that talked about it yesterday, and I'm just wondering where this secret meeting was between the four ownership groups and management of the Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, and Pistons. They met somewhere in secret, and they said, we're all going to build our teams the same way in the 2020s. We're not going to make big trades. We're not going to go out and sign major players. We're going to build and promote from within. We are going to hold on to our young players and develop them, and that is how we are going to get back to prominence. Now, I don't think that this meeting really happened.
I think it did. It was on the Belle Isle Bridge. That's where they were.
Before they jumped off?
Yeah, I thought I saw them over there.
Well,
you might have.
There's something that happened here that changed everything. Obviously, we've been starving for relevance in Detroit sports for over a decade here. And now that we have it, Detroit fans want more. And it's always how it's been. I think it's pretty much like that in most cities. But what we have right now is a youth movement, and we are tremendous in youth in three teams. I'm not really sure if the Red Wings are quite there yet. But are you okay with this? Are you okay with without the big spending moves, without the big trades, and building these young guys for a long-standing 10-year window instead of cashing in for a 1 or 2 year?
I am not okay with this, and this is all our fault. They told us Detroit is a small market, and we all bought the lie. I mean, think about this. Chris Ilitch is a multi-billionaire, okay?
Would it be?
8th richest owner in MLB.
Okay. The Ford, and I know they don't own the auto company, but they are billionaires. Tom Gores, who will spend, but he's a billionaire. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what city they're in. They can spend if they want to. I tell you what, if they were in New York, they'd be spending. If they were in New York, they'd be taking more chances because they know the fan base won't tolerate that shit. Here, we're nice, Midwestern. It's, our poor little owners don't have money. Well, we'll let them slide. That's not true.
Well,
billionaires, brother, billionaires.
Well, let me ask you a question. Last year, Comerica Park was pretty empty until August, right? Yeah. You get some playoff games, but now they're selling the place out for full season. You're going to get some more playoff game revenue. Next year, the books should be looking better. Does that impact or change the way that Chris Ilitch spends?
Nope.
No.
Doesn't.
He done raised the price of pizza. Still ain't gonna spend.
Oh yeah, he'll raise the beer prices, but he won't. He'll buy a casino. He'll buy some new shiny buildings. He'll buy things that benefit him, but for the fans, no. He's frugal. Oh, we can't afford that. Oh, that's too expensive. And so I don't get this. Once again, I will say this: if you show that you care, I don't care what team you own here in Detroit, people will show up at your ballpark. Now they may want to ask for a discount beer now and then, but they'll be at your ballpark.
Yep.
Right.
And
No
they'll
doubt.
spend the full
They know
freight.
they'll show up. Detroit fans will always show up.
Now, the one thing the Detroit fans won't do, and I don't blame them, they're not going to buy those $1,000 seats
Oh, of course
behind
not,
home
yeah.
plate because they're not stupid.
Right. And that's where I'll technically push back against you. I agree with everything you're saying, but where I get off is kind of like Detroit fans. We are a vocal bunch. We are somebody that lets our feelings be known. I mean, look at our fucking chats every day. Like the Lions, well, not just the Lions, but Detroit fans as a whole are, I would say, above average. Like, we're smart, we're knowledgeable for the most part, most of us. We know what the hell is going on. And we do, when we don't like some shit, we will get up, we will say something about it, we will try to revolt. It's just the people in this town didn't care at a certain point. Like Willie Clay Ford, for example. People tore down the Lions for forever, showing up to games in bags over their heads, like all type of shit. It got to the point where games were barely being, attended, and you were having blackouts. Willie Clay didn't care. And you're seeing the same thing with a Chris Ilitch. He doesn't care. We've made it vocal. We want better for the Tigers and the Wings. They don't care.
There were blackouts because they didn't sell out. But that was an 80,000 seat stadium.
Yeah.
They still got 72,000 people to those games, and they would black it out.
Hated that.
Yeah.
Where, with other stadiums were 60,000, they sold up, they got to see their team. Detroit was sending 70 to 72,000 to the stadium. Didn't sell out, so we don't get to see the games.
Yeah.
Michael Wary, Sergeant of the Like Police.
Shout out.
You drove us to 112 likes, so chat, please smash that like before the end of the show if you haven't already. He's got a super chat here. Fans, please stop losing your mind over what Ilitch didn't do or the team on the field last night. We're going to be fine. Just enjoy the ride.
They're going to be fine until they get to the playoffs.
Well, and we've been saying that for a lot of years here in Detroit, and now we're saying that with the Lions. We're saying that with the Tigers now.
The Lions, Lions is a different story. Like I said, the Lions have upper echelon of the NFL talent. Mm-hmm. The Lions at the trade deadline could afford to trade for a 50-year-old pitcher that nobody's ever heard of because they have such good. The Tigers don't have that luxury. They have to hope that all of their guys are hot at the right time and Chris Fetter can fix some people. I don't think that's a strategy that could, unless you catch lightning in a bottle, but banking on catching lightning in a bottle 4 times in the same lineup is an extremely low chance of happening.
Well, whether it's financially that they're not spending it because they don't want to, or whether it's by design that they're building from within and building to the future, I think we can confidently say that at least 3 of our GMs here in town are some of the best in their respective associations.
Yeah, when it comes to drafting talent, for sure.
But, and building. I mean, look what Brad Holmes has done. Look what Trajan did in a year. And you look at what Scott Harris has turned not just the Tigers, but the entire farm system
and
into.
Everybody in the chat right now, Drank in my 2-step says soft ass, we'll be fine. Everybody's saying we'll be fine. It's okay. These were good moves. Okay, I don't want to hear shit about you bitching when they get bounced in the playoffs. I want you to say they did everything they had to do. You can't complain when they lose in the playoffs. You can't. So don't.
Well, and that's where I was going with that. Go ahead.
No, we're fine, Terry. Terry, we're fine. They made the moves. They did what they needed to do. We're fine.
Okay, I tell you what. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I like the moves. I thought before they had a 30% chance of going to the World Series. I'm going to say 40% now.
I don't know. Same as me.
You have to.
But your percentages
how can their percentage go up when everybody else around them got better?
But the difference is our percentages were below 50% to begin with. Like, you were over 60, which understandably.
All right, who's over 50% right now in the American League? The Yankees, who've lost.
People would say the
twice.
Astros. People would say the Mariners.
The Tigers kick ass every time they play them.
I don't think that anybody in the American League created their own tier that the Tigers are not part of. My issue is if you want to get to this, well, you obviously want to get to the World Series, but if you want to do something when you get there, they're busy looking at the American League right now, and you need to be looking at the guys that you're going to be playing 7 games in the World Series right now. The likes of somebody who just traded number 3 overall prospect Leo Dallas DeVries, obviously the Padres, But that's because they're looking right next door to the Dodgers, a team that they have to keep up with. And I think there's a short-sighted vision from the Tigers right now in competing just in the AL. And that's what these trades felt like. They were competing to get to the ALCS, which is what you've said, KG. This is an ALCS team. But if we're 3 years from now, if we're at the end of this decade, Spenny, and it's still Detroiters saying, we'll be fine, and we got a bunch of playoff trips and no chips, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, and like, whatever. That's cool. I again, when we lose Scooble, I don't want anybody complaining because you guys are fine with the way they're running this organization. So when Scooble walks and goes somewhere else, I don't want anybody to complain because you guys are okay with it. And I think the Detroit Tigers fans are spoiled with Chris Fetter and AJ Hinch because you should not accept this. You should not be like, it's okay to have 4 guys in your lineup that can only hit right-handed or left-handed pitching. It's okay to go trade for 6 guys with 5 ERAs because Chris Fetter's gonna fix them. We shouldn't have to rely on the most miraculous run in the history of the MLB to make the playoffs. We shouldn't have to rely on a revival of Javi Baez and Zach McKinstry being a superstar utility guy and all of this happening. Chris Fetter and AJ Hinch are making people too comfortable because they're good enough to make trash look great. You shouldn't accept trash because somebody tells you it's flaming young.
To believe. I believe in Chris Fetter.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's not it's not something you can bank on. When you get into the playoffs, Chris Fetter can only do so much until somebody hangs a breaking ball to Josh Naylor and he hits a 3-run home run. Star power. That's what wins in the MLB playoffs.
Yeah. Speaking of getting spoiled, let's tell them where they can go so they can sit back, relax, and get spoiled a little bit.
Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. You can get a hot leather neck shave, a scalp massage, a hot towel treatment, and all of that wrapped into one in the King's treatment. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. It's wicked awesome.
Summer's heating up and Feldman's clearing space for the incoming new models. That means massive markdowns during Feldman's Hot Summer Sale. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $189 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for just $209 a month. Inventory's moving fast, and when it's gone, it's gone. So don't sweat the search. Just get to Feldman. More locations, more inventory, more ways to save. The Hot Summer Sale is on at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Loom Cannabis. They've got an amazing selection of individual products created and curated by the people at Loom, much like the Buzzin' drinks. 7.5 milligrams of THC in a can, perfect for the golf course, the beach, by the bonfire, wherever you are. It's the drink of the summer, and tap in. Use promo code WSN to get 30% off your order. Loom.com to place your order. It's Loom Cannabis.
Hey, welcome back to BDE on.
And I got to apologize to Drank in my two-step in the Woodward Sports Chat because I went after him, but he was calling the person who sent the super chat soft for saying the Tigers were fine. Gotcha. So he agrees. I'm sorry, sir.
I got my drink in my two-step.
I don't know if the Tigers are fine, but I am fine with what they did. I think they've made themselves a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
Because and maybe I'm a fool, I'll admit it, but I do believe in AJ Hinch and I believe in Chris Fetter.
And that's what my whole thing is. Like, you can go look at my original tweet when it happened. I do believe Chris Fetter will get 2 of these 8 dudes they brought in to work. He will. I have a good, but you shouldn't have to rely on that.
I feel that.
You shouldn't have to rely on him fixing somebody.
2 of these slugs better, doesn't that make you a better team?
It does. But you know what's better than making a slug a princess is just getting a princess. Like, just get a good player.
Mail order bride.
Yeah.
Princess shopping. Let's
Just send her
go.
over, man. But no, I don't. Once again, we all are in the same boat. We all trying to get to the same place. We don't necessarily agree with how the team's being run, but we can't control that. That's all up to Chris. Eventually, you gotta spend some money.
I hate to keep doing this, but I'm gonna do it again. Damn it!
All right,
I'm giving you your Gators, your gold teeth,
Kentucky Green, baby.
Kentucky Green.
You in charge. What do you? What would you have done? What would you have told Scott Harris?
Hey, my trade deadline would have looked a lot better than what we had this time around for sure.
Right.
If I was running.
Because when Mike Ilitch was right again, he would say, here's what he would say to Dave Dombrowski. I don't know who to get. I don't know who's hot, but we need some more offense. Get me a bat.
Cool.
Or our starting pitching is weak. Get me a starting pitcher or get me a reliever. He would just say, get me one. I don't know who to get, but get somebody.
You know Chris Ilitch ain't saying that to Scott Harris.
There is no excuse for them to not have Bednar. Lorenzo, Briseño, either one of them. I obviously would have rather it been Lorenzo, but I would have given up Briseño for Bednar.
Personally, I have no issue with the pitching moves. Charlie Morton, 8 of his last 9 starts, he's given up 3 or less
He's
runs.
100 years old.
Yeah, he is. But, I can see, like Spenny said, 2 or 3 of these 7 pitchers that we brought in helping us. Heaven forbid 5 of them end up being good. As Michael Weary here said, Super Chat, sometimes a change of scenery is all a player needs. But
sometimes good stuff is all a pitcher needs.
Well, but they didn't get that back. So to me, if they did all of the trades that they did and then move Lorenzo for Eugenio Suarez, then I'm super happy. I'm not feeling heartbroken at all. And I know a lot of people in Detroit right now, yourself, Spenny, as well as Justin, are feeling heartbroken over the deadline deals. But time will tell. But let's talk about true heartbreak.
Okay.
Let's talk about the very first time you had your heart broken as a sports fan. And to me, when I ask people this, it's usually a very quick answer.
Yeah.
We all know that moment where we realize, oh, fuck.
It's a quick
I'm
answer
screwed for life now.
when you spell heartbreak the correct way.
Oh, yeah, I texted Terry. And
Yeah.
Well, I was talk to texting.
He
but-
said heart throb.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, yeah. So mine came to mind immediately. Terry,
I'm ashamed of mine now because you said to send a photo. My photo's the only one that's in black and white.
Yeah, it is.
It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, shit.
Do we got one from KG as
Yeah.
well?
Oh, yeah.
sure
They're all
do?
in. We're ready to go.
Let's kick it off with KG's. I'm
Why
curious.
I
It's the
gotta
only
start?
one I haven't
Why the
seen
black
yet.
man got to start?
Let's see it.
Yeah, what bad thing happened to the Michigan Wolverines? Let's find out.
Hey.
Funny as hell.
KG's is good.
So this is one photo, a photo that can tell 100 tales because most of us probably experienced this and we're heartbroken by it as well. We're all Detroit fans. Let's see what KG's heartbreak is.
Well, one thing you write about Anson, this photo tells 100 tales.
Oh, man.
This is the moment that I was heartbroken as a Detroit sports fan. I'm very, very young at this point in my Lions fandom. I'm old enough to understand the team and the inner workings of the team. And as a kid, I'm totally excited when they get Joey Harrington. He's going to be the answer. He's going to be the one that comes
Oh, this is a long-term heartbreak.
Oh, yeah, big.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it runs deep, big dog. It runs deep with this
Joey
Lions
Blue
team.
Skies.
Listen, man. Yeah, I believe Steve Mariucci was the coach at the time, and you just had high hopes for this kid. But the more and more the games went on, you just realized, like, dog, he is not it.
Can I make you even more depressed?
Yeah.
I did a story on Joey Harrington. I had a one-on-one interview with him where he said he's going to turn this franchise around. So I got the tape recorder going. I said, all right, let him talk. So I went to talk to Mooch about Joey Harrington and the prospects of Joey turning this franchise around. Whenever I interview a coach about a player, he always says something good about him, no matter what. Mariucci looked at me like I had gas. He was like,
that's terrible.
He turned his nose up and he gave me some bullshit answer, basically saying, no, that's not happening here.
But no, to your point, they drafted this man and they didn't believe in him. And it didn't take them long to kind of like give him the cold shoulder a little bit.
You see that photo they just had?
Yeah.
You know what Matt Millen said to Morningweg?
Who?
I'm a bad general manager, and I still don't want this dude here.
Damn. I wish he would have admitted that way earlier, and maybe we could have salvaged the 2000s.
He said he didn't want him.
Yeah.
It was too late then.
Nah, but this was all bad. And then when you look back, he went to Miami. He had that great game against us. And that was my first real taste of heartbreak as a Detroit sports fan, because it did not get any better anytime soon. 0-16 was right around the corner. And yet did I know that at the time.
Do you have an all-black children's medium Joey Harrington jersey from when you were a young man?
No, I did buy my dad the Calvin all-black jersey
that's
from back
legit.
then.
Can't
Shout
get
out.
mad at that.
But yeah, those teams early on, they broke my heart, man. Absolutely.
Shout out
And no
KG
offense to
1.0.
Joey Harrington.
Give this man
He's
a
great.
hug after the show.
No, and no offense to Joey Harrington, the person is not a personal
dude.
shot. He's a good dude. I've seen his
No
interview
doubt.
with the Heavies. Shout out to the Heavies, but it was just the situation and the people up top.
Hey, Super Chat.
Teammates didn't even want to hang out with him.
Yeah,
Chat, Super Chat, your first sports heartbreak, and we'll read those. Next up, Spend Mo Rax. What broke your heart for the first time?
Yeah, this one hurt. I mean, I feel like this is a lot of people my age.
Yep.
This is the one
That was next in line.
This is the one that did it. Like, I mean, Big Shot Bob, Robert Ory, wide open. Sheed, come on,
Why
what are you
Sheed?
doing? I remember I was at one of my best friends growing up. His name's Robert Penn. I was at his house and we were watching this game, and it was me, him, and his dad. And I started crying, and his dad was like, "It's all right, it's fine." But yeah, I just remember, and obviously, the series wasn't over after this, but the series was over after this. This was what ended the era of my favorite basketball in Detroit, and it just was a gut punch. And that's what it was, man. Robert Ory, Big Shot Bob. Obviously, I don't have to explain too much of it because we all felt that same pain.
I should give a shout out to Pistons Talk, at Pistons_talk.
Shout out
on Twitter. This was their segment.
Hell yeah.
This is a tweet that they put up, and their first heartbreak was the exact photo you put up. And I got to be honest with you,
Shout out my guy Anthony.
when I saw this thing, Pistons Talk, great follow,
Great dude.
Yeah, when I saw this thing, it took me back immediately. I know where I was. I know where I was watching this. My dad had put together a party at his house, had a bunch of his buddies over, and it was 1987. Game 5
steal
of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Fucking steal.
Bird steals the ball underneath to DJ.
I hate that call too.
Oh.
That call is horrible. I hate it.
Johnny Most, am I right in
I
that?
remember the young man.
So I've got a lot of questions about this moment. There's some good segments that Isaiah recently broke this thing down. Terry, how many times did Isaiah Thomas inbound the ball at the end of games?
I can count on my hand how many times he did that. But he was just so eager to do that. And he ignored the fact that Chuck Daly wanted a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
He ignored the fact that
Larry
Bird
Legend
is always lurking.
Always.
And why would you pass underneath your own basket?
To the least athletic guy with the worst handle on the team. Now, Bill Laimbeer could shoot free throws,
He
but
could catch the ball. Come on, let's not say this about him.
was that out on Seasting? I thought it was. The play that gave us the ball on the side there, that was out on Jerry Seasting, wasn't it?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yes.
But that one, to me, Pistons should have won that game. They go back, they win Game 6 at home. The Silverdome would have ended the series, but they had to go back to Boston Garden Game 7. And a lot of you young fans don't know, but Vinnie Johnson and Adrian Dantley collided heads in the paint and concussed each other.
Oh, wow.
And we lose our starting 3-4, and we lose our 6-man.
And those are two dudes who never dove for balls. let alone dive for
Not
balls.
AD, that's for
crack
damn
each
sure.
other's
Right.
coconuts.
They wanted that game. But if the Pistons win that series, they go to the finals, probably lose in 87, but they're winning in 88.
Yep.
And they're winning in 89.
Three-peat.
And they're putting that three-piece together.
Three-peat.
No doubt, no doubt. So that one, to this day, I will never, ever, ever get over the Bird steals the ball.
Now, if I'll ask you this because you're a fanboy, but if all those things happen that you're talking about, Isaiah doesn't make the pass, the Pistons win that championship, is Isaiah thought of more closer to Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and Magic Johnson.
Yes, and yes.
Oh,
yes,
big
again.
time. Big time.
He's not going to be in the same breath with them, but
he'd be mentioned more.
Honestly,
for sure.
if those they complete that three-peat, Isaiah and Joe are probably unarguably the best backcourt ever. And
you can make the argument for sure.
And then you look at Dennis Rodman, and he gets another ring. He's won it with two teams. There's so many things that would change the way that Bad Boys team is perceived, because the Bad Boys would have won 2 and the Pistons would have won 3 in a row right there.
You know what angers me a little bit, and this may surprise you.
Losing Mahorn to the expansion draft?
Oh, that was awful. poor guy.
Another heartbreak.
Imagine that.
Dennis Rodman is now thought of being a great player because of what he did with the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, he was there for the 60s.
He wasn't as good with the Bulls as he was with the Pistons.
Maybe a better rebounder with the Bulls, but not a better overall player.
I don't agree with that either.
Well, I mean, that's all they asked him to do, really. But his defense and the DPOYs that he won in Detroit, it's too bad we couldn't keep Daddy Rich around to keep his sanity.
No, he was a better defensive player in Detroit than he was in Chicago.
Well, we have 2 of the 3 greatest defenders of all time: Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman, Bill Russell. Your turn, sir. I can't wait.
I'm
to see
ashamed
this
of
one.
my stuff's in black and white. But
I want to see it. I'm interested.
Tell us the story of this one, sir.
All right. I was a child, about 11 years old, watching the Lions game. The Lions won the game in my mind. It was done. Then they tried out Tom Dempsey.
Oh God!
With a club foot to attempt a 63-yard
he sound like
field
he
goal.
go hit a kick. Tom Dempsey.
Now, I'm going outside to play because it was November, but it was still kind of warm outside. So I wanted to go out and play. We play street football, so I was excited. So anyway, my grandmother said, "Oh, Terry, go watch the last play. He's not gonna make it." I watched it. This dude nails a 63-yard straight on. They didn't even do soccer style back then.
Yeah.
He had a club foot. I think that the shoe was made out of wood or something.
Probably.
Real stuff. Real stuff.
I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth.
That's true, man.
I believe you.
Club foot?
I believe
He had a
you.
club foot. Dude.
Bro, it was the first. When did this take place?
1970.
Yeah,
In
I
New
can
Orleans.
believe that. Absolutely. No, I'm talking about the year, though. Absolutely, I can believe he had a club foot.
And then a 66-yarder some decades later,
Yeah.
courtesy of one Justin Tucker.
The freak boy.
What about that?
Record
and then
set against the Lions.
when his foot hit the ball, it went. It sounded like somebody smacked Pinocchio upside the head. And that ball kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and it was good.
Is that Alex Karras on the
That was
left
Alex
there?
Karras.
Yeah.
I think he went down to one knee. He was so pissed.
Webster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Well, he wasn't Webster.
But he was on Webster.
Webster's
He
dad.
was the
Yeah.
Webster's dad. Yeah.
Tom Dempsey just sound like somebody that would break the Lions' heart at the end of a
Yeah,
game.
right.
It fits the profile.
No doubt
Tom
about
Dempsey.
it. No doubt about it. Well, hey, man, we're getting close to the end here. I got to put together a prize wheel for you guys. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Weekend plans.
Yeah. Well, first, let's just do a real quick break here. We still got to. We got to do the Jars read,
Okay.
and then we'll come back and we'll sign off.
That sounds good, brother.
KG, why don't you tell us about Jars Cannabis?
I will, because I'm hitting that shit as soon as I get off. But all right, Woodward
man.
sports fans, whether you're hitting the game or simply just chilling, Jars Cannabis has got you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products. They've got 27 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big, big way. 9 locations right here in Metro Detroit, so there's always one nearby. And if you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way soon if they aren't here already. Go to jarscannabis.com to see where you can get yours.
And KG, are you going to wear your emu glasses again?
Oh, I definitely will.
All right, cool.
$15 a month. How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Welcome back to Big D Energy. Just a few last
I got
moments
some
here.
news that
yes,
would
please.
interest you. You know where Stanley Johnson is? Former Pistons Stanley Johnson.
Yeah, the Guangdong
Modern day
Tigers?
grad.
Huh?
The Guangdong Tigers?
Right.
Yeah, he's in Japan or something.
Is he?
Shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Shout out
He's
Stanley
playing
Johnson.
against 5'3" guys.
The LeBron stopper.
Right? Oh, shit. I remember that. They was calling him that.
Because we didn't even win a game.
Nope.
No,
We almost won one.
we haven't won in our last
swept.
3
Yeah.
playoff series. Actually,
Super
last
swept.
4. Crazy.
That playoff series broke my heart. I knew we was gonna get
We
swept, and that's
almost
exactly what happened.
beat the Cavs in one game, and they're calling him the LeBron stopper. Stanley Johnson, man.
Well, this has been a fun episode. Honestly, I had a blast seeing your guys' first heartbreak. There's going to be some people heartbroken in the chat, and I'm going to shuffle this thing up 2, 3, and 4. And
Is
let's.
that thing rigged or is that legit?
No, it's legit.
It's legit, baby. It's
Round
legit.
and round we go. Where
Let's-
it stops,
let's
nobody
do it
knows.
Right here, there we go. And our winner today
Are they
is
supposed to spin
Tight
faster?
race.
Jacory.
Shout out Jacory.
Big
Jacory.
shout out.
What I need you to do, Jacory, is email your first, last, and shipping address to Anson, ANSON, at Woodward Sports.
He's
We're
stealing
gonna-
your
He's
information.
definitely stealing your information.
That's fine. That's fine. You're going to get these cards and the one-armed Grand Hill,
That's
baby.
crazy.
Ready to head to Orlando.
That is
he is.
crazy work.
Well, hey, on behalf of
right.
Terry, KG, Spenny, and myself, we appreciate you guys so much. Make sure that you stick around for the Braylon Edwards Show. It starts at 2. Heavyweights on at 5. And then, of course, this weekend, we got your Tigers live stream. Make sure you join us as we'll have Justin and Tigers insider Nick Koloff on the call.
No, we not. We finna mail it in. It's over.
You guys, everybody have a great weekend. Much love.
Had a blast.